Welcome to the Heart AF podcast. This show is for women healing from trauma, softening their hearts, and reclaiming their feminine power. I'm your host, Chelsea Van Buskirk, and this is where we talk real life, real healing, and real spiritual growth. This space is raw, honest, soulful, and a little gangster because healing isn't about becoming harder. It's about finally feeling safe and remembering who we really are. Here, we learn to regulate, to receive, and to live heart as fuck. On today's show, I'm hosting a longtime friend in a local healing space, Katie Wessels. She is a high-end energy healer and trauma-integrative coach who helps women clear trauma blocks, connect with their intuition, and become their most aligned selves through doing shadow work. I'm so excited to have her on the show today, sharing some of her sobriety story and how she began her healing work. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hi, everyone. I'm here with Katie Wessels. I freaking love this girl so much. We've known each other like virtually for a couple of years now, I think, and I think what attracted me to you is just like your vibe and like the openness of talking about kind of spirituality and Reiki and energy healing and trauma and all these things. And you're just always so real with the things that you've overcome in your life and sharing your journey. And I've experienced you as a healer, and you are extremely talented, extremely intuitive. So very gifted. And I love that you're sharing your gifts with the world. And now you have so many things going for you where you're just going to be changing so many lives. And it's really amazing to see. Like, like I said, I've been watching you for the last couple of years. So it's just really cool to see you kind of evolve and just keep growing. And it's just amazing. It just gets me all excited. So I'm so excited to have you
Thank
on
you.
the show. And I wanted to start today's show off with Katie sharing a little bit of her personal story. So Katie does have a sobriety journey, and I would love her to share that. And I also want to bring up, so the post that you made recently about going to the game with your husband with the drink, because it got a lot of comments, and like I saw that you were shared too, like the aftermath. So you can, if you want to share that story, you can, and I'll even link that post because it's worth reading.
It is.
And just I'm gonna link Katie's social anyway because I love reading her posts. Like she's like me, like kind of does some long form posts, but they're so interesting. Like you just want to read them, and you always have some great stories, and there's always like a lesson or something that's helpful. I feel like that we get out of it. So yeah, I'll let you take the lead on where you want to start. But if you want to touch on that post, you can. So I know that might be a little
I'll loop it in.
Okay, cool.
I'll definitely loop it in.
Good. Great.
Okay. So, first of all, thank you so much, Chelsea, for having me today. When you reached out and said that you wanted to connect for your podcast, I was like, fangirling hard. So
that's so awesome.
Because I too have been watching your journey, and this has been probably like 4 years now. I think it's
that's
longer
what I'm
than
thinking.
2.
It's been definitely.
Like
it's
COVID
been a while.
times.
Yes,
we use
exactly.
that as a marker nowadays, like the COVID
I know.
days.
The before COVID
yes.
and after, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Pre-pandemic.
So
yeah.
Yes. So yes, sobriety journey. I will say that I got into drinking and smoking cigarettes like super duper early when I was 14. And then it kind of just grew from there. There was a lot of things that came up in my life. And so I leaned into the drug scene pretty hard, way too early. And then once I came to Colorado in 2006, I definitely started to stay away from more of the actual drugs and realized that alcohol was just so much more socially acceptable. Mm-hmm. So I dove in really hard to that, and then like hit the party scene in Fort Collins and just kind of went from there. I was really, really great at mastering, like dissociating and like escaping, and my avoidance game was top notch. And I thought that I was living, but really I was just surviving that whole time. And so years later, I would say it was right around the beginning of COVID, because I had just gotten done doing my 250-hour yoga teacher training here in Arvada. Mm-hmm. And that's where I learned about the chakra system. And so then I started training under Dr. Stott here locally, did my level 1, level 2, and level 3 over the course of about 12 months. And during level 1, the first part of the training was 21-day detox and like self-energy healing. Wow. And part of that was basically like a Whole30 style diet where you're cleansing your systems energetically and physically. And part of that was no alcohol. And so it took me a minute to actually start level 1. Once
Was this for
I
your Reiki certification?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this
Okay. Yeah.
literally helped me start and kick off my sobriety because like
Wow.
there were so many days where I was like open my manual and get ready to start, and then I would just break down in tears and be like, I can't do it today, and I would go get drunk. Like no kidding. And so finally I was like, okay, this is my tipping point. Like it's either keep living this way
Hmm.
and also put my family through it, right?
Yeah.
And or let's start this healing journey for real and see what life could actually look like if I gave myself the fucking chance, right?
Hmm.
So I did, and my life changed.
So I can
And
see you're getting emotional right now, and I want to stop just really quick because that's the moment right there where you made that choice, where I feel like
yeah,
people are
yeah,
so fucking terrified, right? Like it's so scary to make that choice
it's
for
huge.
yourself and
It's a
make that change.
commitment.
Yeah.
It is. It's a commitment. And like the guilt and the shame and like all these things that come up with having to like be real with yourself, right? And be
Right.
like,
Hmm.
I am my only competition. I am the only one standing in the way of whatever life could look like, right?
Right. Hmm.
Because in that moment, you can't see, like you can't set goals and have those visuals of what the better outcome looks like because you can't see past your own fucking nose right now. So
Right.
like it really is trust and faith in something greater, but also in yourself. For me
Yes.
anyways, that was my experience. So yeah, like there's a lot of emotion that comes with it, and like I cry all the time with clients, which is whatever, it is what it is. I'm an emotional empath, like that's just who I am. And so
Hmm.
like I could watch a commercial and like literally start crying and be like, did you see that elephant fall? Like, like
Yeah.
it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then I swear, like after becoming a mom, you're just like, oh.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
so yeah, I actually just celebrated my 4th year of sobriety this past September, which was awesome. And then my husband, my son, and I went to a Nuggets game at the Ball Arena in Denver, and we met up with some of my son's like co-football teammates and their families. So it was like a
Hmm.
little bit of an event. And we went in, so we had club level,
Yep.
and so the lounge that's up there, because I was like starving, right? And I'm like, let's get the kids fed really quick before we settle in. And it's like
Yeah.
real low light, so wicked dark in there, right? So we walk up, and they didn't really have like waiters or anything. That was just kind of like free seat yourself. And then there was a bartender behind this like super nice wooden bar. And like we walked up and we ordered with this bartender. And then like all the other families start coming in. And so I'm getting the kids all settled in with the other moms, right? And the
Yeah.
dads are chit-chatting or whatever. And I see my husband has his aluminum ballerina cup. And so I'm assuming he has his drink, and I'm still
Yeah.
waiting for my Sprite.
Yeah.
And I see the bartender, and he like waves this smaller cup. I don't know, it was a smaller cup, and it was
Yeah.
also an aluminum ballerina cup. And he like looks at me and goes like this, and I was like, woohoo, my soda. So I like walk over, and it's like I said, it's wicked dark in there. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
like like I'm like,
Yeah.
and I look at it and I'm like, oh, like the bubbles did look darker. I'll give you that. But it was so dark that I didn't think much of it.
Yeah.
And I took a sip, and I like immediately, I was like, fuck. Because it was his rum and coke. And I was like, and everyone at the same time was like, oh, like they all like knew and shared in that moment of what happened. And my husband
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Because he realized like the weird mistake that had just been made. And that's exactly what it was. It was a mistake.
Yeah.
And so he gave me my Sprite. I like swigged out the taste, and it was gross, and we moved on from it. But in that moment when like I actually took that drink, like my whole body got super, like there was a visceral response to it. And it's like my whole
Yeah.
body got super warm and tingly. My mouth started watering, like my body recognized it, right? And
Wow.
and so that was rough. That part was rough, but I was like, oh, we're in public. And we were talking about putting those masks on.
Yeah.
It was literally like, fuck it, put the mask on. We're here for an event with the kids. It's about the kids.
Right.
Like, you can't think
Yeah.
about this right now. And so we kept moving forward, and we had, a great night, whatever. And nothing came of it. But I did post about that.
Right.
I posted about it a few days later because it just kept coming back up for me. And I was like, maybe other people might see my experience and it'll start a conversation, or other people might, I don't know what I was thinking, but what happened and transpired after that post, that's not what I was thinking was going to happen. So I post this thing on Facebook and it gets like over 7,000 hits on it. Hundreds of people are commenting. There were some shitty people on there, and then, but like 3 or 4 of them. But then everyone else was just like connection, community.
Yes. Yes.
It was wild, Chelsea. It was
Yeah.
wild. Um, the amount of people that privately messaged me and were like, I don't know how you showed up on my feed. I don't even know who you are, but your story resonated with me hardcore. Here's my experience. Like, I laughed, I cried with people I've never met
Right.
and like found such community. But it was also this amazing launch pad because for a long time I was teaching yoga in studio, and then I stepped away from it and I'm like, oh, like I miss teaching it, you know, in the
Yeah.
ways that I would teach it, because I didn't teach it. I don't think I do anything in the normal traditional way, but like I definitely wasn't teaching in studio traditionally. And
Yeah.
but I like miss it. I longed for that. I loved helping
Yeah.
people to regulate their nervous systems and in community. Like it was so great for me. And so I found this opportunity. I was like, you know what? This is my calling. This is part of it. Is I actually just happened to get a new office 7 days a week. I'm stepping back in full time, my business only, in February. Very excited. And it also has this humongous community room across the hall directly from my office
Oh
door.
my gosh. Perfect.
So I'm going to be hosting sobriety yoga for women, hopefully starting in February. My goal is to start the programs, the coaching programs, and yoga in February. So, but anyways, we're going to get that locked back in. So yeah, it's just been really great to find more community, right? Like
Yeah.
it's been a wild ride. It's been a very wild ride. But you know, talking about taking that mask off
And
of
especially in such
identity.
a, yeah, but also in a public way. So what I
Yeah.
think is super key is like you have the balls to post it publicly, right?
Mm,
And not that like necessarily that
yeah.
mean, I guess I shouldn't have said you have the balls, like you're like, but it's having the courage to be vulnerable and share this
Yeah.
stuff because there's so
Yeah.
many people who are struggling or are dealing things, but they aren't publicly like voicing that out, right? They're day to day wearing their masks, pretending everything's fine when inside they're dying and they're killing themselves through a number
Yeah.
of different ways, right? Like they're struggling and suffocating their souls. And so it's like taking people like you or like, and that's what I like to do too, is like I like to be vulnerable and I share my stuff. And it's not to
Yeah.
like bleed all over everyone or to like show my wounds to everyone, but it's to show them my scars of like, this is how I overcome came this. Like this is a struggle
Yes.
that's real. So if you are struggling, you're not alone. And so
That
it's
was
like it's
exactly what I was
taking,
going to say.
yeah, like you
It's
sharing that
literally, it's
created that
literally
space
being like,
and
you're not alone.
exactly. And so it's like
Yeah.
that is literally that opening, that invitation. Like when you share in a space like that, it's like you're giving people permission and you're making like it's like an invitation for them to build that community like you said, and it's so healing, right? Community is so healing, and
Yeah.
you know, just being around people, and so I just love that you are on this journey of sharing
Thank you.
and being that role model and that voice and giving people that invitation of, hey, you're okay. We're okay. There's a way
Yeah.
like through this, right? There's a way to get support and have community, and there's a way to heal out of this, right? Like there's this, like you said, when you're in it, when you had that moment, you can't see beyond your shit, right? Like until you like face it and actually look at that, which is so hard to do. But when you're ready to walk through it, like there is amazing, like infinite opportunities outside of that, right? But you have to
Yeah.
like take that leap. So I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So
just
why don't you
helping
tell
to
me?
help
Yeah.
help people understand that, you know,
Yeah.
they can love themselves through the mistakes. They can love themselves
Yes.
through the setbacks. They can love themselves through the trauma, right? Like we do not have to be stuck in the identity of previous of ourselves,
Yeah.
that we can love and accept those because those were all part of how we got to where we are now.
Yep.
So that we can then hold space for other people who are struggling or who just want a buddy system.
For sure. So basically, your sobriety kind of launched as you're doing this, the Reiki training and all this stuff. So why don't we
Yeah.
talk more about how you evolved into what you're doing now? Because you're doing some amazing things right now. You got a lot of things
Thank you.
coming up, these programs that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. So yeah, if you want to share some of how you
Yeah,
got from there to where we
absolutely.
are now, and then maybe share some more about some programs that are coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Okay, so in doing what I do in office, so it's high-end energy healing, but it's also trauma integrative coaching, right? Because energy work goes so much further than a lot of people realize.
Mhm.
And when you can take that spiritual aspect, but also remember that we have an anatomical body, we can actually take old wounds and heal them to where the body actually recognizes that it's safe now and that it's not in the current, like the current state is not what had happened, right? It's not the
Right.
story. We're changing the story, we're changing the programming. It
Right.
all comes down to the nervous system and what we tell
Yes.
ourselves too. So yeah, my my programs and how I got to where I'm at now was just kind of constant error and trial and error. Anyways, there was a lot of learning and then realizing, I don't want to do this. Like, so in doing what I do, I am a psychic, a medium, and a medical intuitive. So I'm going to break those things down really quickly in a nutshell so that you can understand what they are for me and how they are embedded into the work that I do.
Yeah.
Because when we think of a psychic medium, we immediately, at least a lot of people do, when I like before I really realized all of it and learned more about all of it, that's what
Hmm.
I thought too. I was like, ooh, palm readers, ooh, she's
Right.
gonna tell me my love life and who I should be with, my soulmate, whatever, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, I realized that was coming up way differently. Like that's not how my abilities were showing up in a session. So when I'm doing a reading with someone or when I'm doing energy work with someone, like I will get information that relates to their physical body. So
Mhm.
oftentimes that can come with information, a memory, anything like that. Sometimes
Mhm.
it is past loved ones coming through to give me a little message so that I can relay. For
Yeah.
the emotional healing, which rolls over to the physical,
Right.
but I don't sit down and just offer like a psychic reading of like, you're gonna be on a beach walking around somewhere. Like I can see it's coming soon. Like that's just not.
Yeah.
It's not what I
Yeah.
do. It'd
Yeah.
be fucking cool, but it's not what I do. And my mediumship, I don't do one-off mediumship. I did that for a while, and I was like so overwhelmed with all like the just spirit interaction and like the
Yeah.
emotions that come with it because like
Yeah.
I'm an evidential medium. So oftentimes when I have a spirit coming through, I physically feel how they died too. And that shit fucking hurts. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to die in a car accident 6 times in one day. Although I
Right.
want you to know that your loved one is at peace now, I don't want to
Right.
suffer for it. So I
Right.
had to kind of figure out like, how can I relay messages, but at the same time, keep myself sane and not in physical pain. And I realized that that's what I want to do is I want to help people understand the physical things that have taken place and manifested because of the emotional root component. And so a lot of this comes down to stress, illness. And yes, it can be from an inner child, like something that happened when you were a child, right? Childhood psychology is real. It's a study for a reason. And it
Yeah.
comes up in 99% of the work that I do. Whatever happens in childhood, oftentimes it shapes and molds the way that we receive things, the way that we show up in the world, the way we show up or don't for ourselves and for others. And it
Mm.
becomes a lifelong pattern and it can actually bleed out. If I can use the same term that you did, because that was awesome.
Yeah.
It bleeds out into career. It bleeds out into how we parent, how
Yep.
we show up as a spouse, how
Yep.
we or partner or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it also shows up in how we talk to ourselves. Our inner dialogue is fucking
Yep.
super important and it's everything, right? Our relationship with money, how you watched money being handled, how you see power, what power means to you, and in what
Right.
form. Like there's so many things I can't even like, it's so vast that I can't
Yes.
put like
Yes.
one specific niche down on it. But
Right.
everyone's got shit, man. Everyone's got shit. And so
Yes.
like
Yep.
when they come lay on my table and I'm sitting there holding their skull in my hand and I'm tuned into their nervous system and I'm grounding them, I will then start getting information about like,
Yep.
oh, I'm feeling, as an example, oh, I'm feeling in your stomach right now. So I'm going to go over there and I'm going to tune into that. Oh, I'm seeing that your self-worth is actually kind of low, but now I'm starting to see this thread that is connected to a mother figure. And I can see that she was really harsh on you during something that had to do with schoolwork. And this fucking stuck with you. And so now you literally show up in the world as a very timid, low voiced person with no confidence because of that. Like
Right.
it can be that simple, but it's so complex, if that makes sense.
Exactly. No, it
Uh,
totally makes sense.
and then the way that this would present in a person can be something like turning autoimmune, where you have food triggers,
Yeah.
IBS, stuff like that, right? Like
Right.
we really are starting to understand more. There is a field of study called psychoneuroimmunology, and that is the basically, if we can water it down a smidgen, it would be how emotions manifest into physical ailments within the body.
Right.
Right. But it's when we retain those heightened states of fight, flight,
Right.
or freeze or fawn or any of
Yeah.
those survival modes that we hold on to it. It dumps chemicals in our body to be
Right.
in that state, whatever it is. But
Yep.
when we're in that for prolonged periods, it starts to deteriorate. Words are hard. It starts to break
Yes.
down.
Yes.
I'll just drink my coffee.
Yes.
It starts to break down the actual soft tissues of the body. It can go as far as into the fascia, right? And so,
Yeah.
like, with a limited range of motion, which is why insert yoga here.
Yeah.
This is also why I give so much homework for people to understand and come back to the body, realize when you're dissociating. Why are you dissociating?
Yes.
Becoming safe in your body is the beginning of healing.
It's
I
life
remember
changing. Like, yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. I remember when I first, and this will stick until the day I die. I remember when I was in yoga teacher training and we were learning about Shavasana.
Mhm.
Yum. But I couldn't do it. I was the only one in the fucking class that would lay there and tremble, and like I was crying because I was laughing and I couldn't stop and I didn't understand why I couldn't fucking be quiet.
Yeah.
Everyone else was so calm. So calm. And then my teacher's up there doing her weird little, I don't even know what it is, like an instrument. It looks like a, oh my God, I'm going to have to I'll have to look it up, but it's like this little thing that she makes music on, and she would do these things and she would sing and all of us would lay there. And then there's Katie in the back, fucking like just trembling and laughing and crying because I couldn't fucking be quiet like everyone else. And I was like, I'm
Right.
ruining everyone else's time. And it was at that moment that this girl, Sarah, laying next to me, she looked over and she just put her hand and she goes, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what's happening. And she goes, it's your nervous system. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I get emotional talking about this story to anyone. And I tell this story a lot. But I get emotional about it because it was at that fucking moment, that exact moment, that I realized, oh, I have a physical body. It's reacting because of what's in here.
Yeah.
And it literally was at that exact moment that it was like spirit threw a lightning rod in my fucking head and was like, do you get it, bitch? We need to focus in this area. This is big.
Yes.
This is a big thing. And and ever since that moment, dude, I was hooked. I was like learning about sympathetic, parasympathetic, dorsal. Yep. I was learning about like all the different types of attachment theories. I was hooked. I couldn't stop. Then I realized how important insert yoga or insert Reiki. I started to learn like, okay, I do energy work with people, but I don't do it in the same fashion that a lot of people do it in. And so like for me, it's really about honing in on the nervous system, grounding people, teaching people how to be in their bodies, be present, allow release. There is this thing called neurogenic release, and I have had it on my table 3 times with clients. And what it is when I have their head in my hand and I'm literally helping them to just breathe in through their nose, out through their mouth, just get rhythmic with it, just be safe, right? Yeah. And they get into this cozy, comfy state, and I'm just super focused on what I'm doing, right? And then oftentimes they will start shaking. It can go from a small tremble to literally like this. It looks like someone's having a small seizure. Yeah. And it's their nervous system releasing, finally releasing trauma that has been stored in their systems for who fucking knows how long. Yeah. And these are some of the most intense sessions I've ever had, and like the most rewarding, right? There's never a dry eye at the end of this. And it's about allowing them to release, asking them what's going on, what they're seeing. Because if you ask someone who's having this type of release what they're seeing, they'll tell you exactly what they're seeing. And it's not something that's present. It's something that has happened to them. So this is that deeper shit coming up to be released so that it can be gone. Right. And This just opens up more deep healing so that you can sit down at the end of the day with your family in the living room and not have to get up every 5 seconds because you're like, I don't know, something about sitting for long periods feels unsafe.
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah.
these little things, they show up in the most annoying fucking ways.
Right.
So yeah, energy work. I like to do it.
Yeah. No, but I think you just touched on like so many deep things though.
Oh, thanks.
About, I mean, like you think everybody talks about the book, the body keeps the score. Like it's so,
Love it.
I know, right? Like it's so important that I feel like this knowledge keeps getting spread. And it almost feels like, and I don't know if you sense it, maybe it's just because we're interested in this kind of stuff or we have our own experience and own traumas that we're trying to heal within ourselves. And we're kind of in that healing space that maybe we're more
Always.
aware of it. But for me, it really feels like this collective evolvement where we are opening our eyes more to seeing the connections between these things that are causing these external um like health issues, right? Like a lot of these
Yes.
things that people are struggling with that we're seeing more rampant with the different like autoimmune diseases and the different allergies that are coming up and all these issues
Yes.
in people's bodies and health. Like I feel like we're finally seeing more and more evidence, more and more studies, more and more groups of people that are like making it for real, like this is like actually really science based, like there's actually evidence to support that there is this connection between all these things, right? Like
Yes.
it just feels like it's more in my face now, more aware, where like 20 years ago people weren't talking about this. Like do you agree? Like I never
I
heard about this
agree
stuff till recently. It's
1000%.
like, but now it's like kind of ramping up, which is so great, and why people like you are so needed, like for us to like bring a voice to let people know, to educate them, to let them know like they don't have to live in this state. And like you said, it's like so nuanced, like some of these behaviors and things that we experience we don't even know, like we're so used to it.
Yeah.
um like there was a quote, I'll have to find this quote, but basically, it's hard for all of us have our shit, like you said, we all have some form of trauma, but when you're so used to the trauma and all those like uncomfortable feelings in your body, like that's normal to you. So when you actually do have these moments of like joy or like feeling safe, it's so out of the normal, like you don't know how to like it's not okay, right? Like it feels so uncomfortable because you're
Yeah.
so
It's
unfamiliar with feeling
alarming.
safe that you are resistant to it, like
Yes. Yes.
so
It's
anyway, that's just
alarming.
something that reminded me of that. But
Also, harmonium. That's the name of the,
harmonium.
that's, yes.
Oh,
That's
the
the thing she
instrument
was
that she was
playing.
playing.
Yes.
I was
It's
gonna
like an
ask if it was an
accordion. It's
accordion.
like,
Okay.
I knew it would
I was
come
like, when
to
you
me
did this
eventually.
movement, I was like, is that an accordion? Like, is I don't know. So that's funny. Okay. I'm glad
Yes.
it came to you.
I was
I'm
trying.
glad it came to you.
Oh, that's
Okay.
hilarious.
So real quick, because I know
Yes.
we're gonna have to do another episode together. Like there's just no way we have to do another episode. But to save some time and things, I think it'd be cool for you to kind of go into some of these programs that you're launching, because speaking of all these things we just talked about, like your program is going to be helping people to heal some of these things within them. So I know you have a Black Friday special coming up and everything on one of these programs that's launching in February. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that program, and then we can kind of wrap it up, and I'll make sure people get
Yes. Yes.
links and
Okay.
stuff if they're interested
I
and all
can do
that.
that. I'll just do like
Okay.
a little nutshell version, but yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Integrated as Fuck is my 12-week program. It is a shadow work trauma healing program. Um, Basically what it is a reset. It is a
Yeah.
transformational reset, and it starts with inner child healing. Each week has a module chock full of shit. Okay. So as a stellium Virgo, I'm all about details. And then I've got more questions and I need that to be expanded on. So you get all of it. So it goes and it dives into you unfucking yourself. It's literally you
Yes.
breaking back the layers. And it's so beneficial, from moms to entrepreneurs to any woman who's hit burnout to anyone who is tired of being in fucked relationships and not getting that self-worth or the attracting the things that you feel you deserve. It's for literally, I feel like anyone could do this program and get something out of it. Do I advertise to just anyone? Absolutely not. I am not the practitioner for just anyone. I'm rigid. I'm rough around the edges. I definitely will call you on your shit and hold you accountable. Same
Yeah.
for me, but I'm going to do it for you.
Yeah.
So we're going to hit on inner child healing. We're going to hit on wounded feminine energy, healed feminine energy, how to integrate wounded masculine. We're going to go into intuitive development for an entire week, finding out which Claire you resonate with, how to build those things within yourself, because there is nothing separate between intuition and stepping into your healing. It's all about integrating everything and being so in tune with yourself on an energetic and spiritual and physical level. We're also going to do an entire week deep dive into the nervous system and learning about emotional triggers, learning about hypervigilant states and how to identify in your own body in the moment that, oh shit, that's what this feeling is. And then how to get out of it and restore your homeostasis, right? We want to come back to that equal balanced state, right? Because that's your baseline. You want your new baseline to be homeostasis. You want to be chill. And then we're going to hit on shadow work. Oh God. This week, the week of shadow work is like my favorite one because we do deep dive into the different masks that we wear every single day. And oftentimes it feels like we are putting on the mask to be, you know, to go to work, or we're doing it to fit into the social group that we're in at that moment. I know for me, for a long time, I would show up at my son's football, like we're really involved with his football team. And for a long time, I was like really weirded out to be who I truly am, because we got all these like, you know, seemingly like high-end sports mommies, and I'm over here being like high-end witchcraft and shit, you know, like so I'm like, I don't really know where do I fit in all of this, right? And so that was a shadow for me, right? I had to be like okay with showing up as I am. And the fun thing is that as soon as I started doing that, my relationship dynamic with everybody improved drastically. So yeah, we touch on a lot of things. And like I said, there's 12 solid weeks. You get one-on-one coaching with me every week in office. You get coach in your back pocket access to me, which is access between business hours, between our sessions, because there's going to be a lot of things unlocked and coming up. And sometimes you just have a question, or you need reassurance for that week, or you feel like you're backsliding. You just need some uplifting for a second. And that's why I'm here. You also get every single week, you get a broken down yoga sequence that's trauma informed to go with what we're talking about that week. You also get an entire breakdown. This one's fun, of a ritual candle, like a whole candle ritual that you can do with each week to help embody and also be witchy as fuck, but like to help you. I love it. But to really like deep connect with yourself, or maybe this is your opportunity to start deep diving with your ancestors or the spirit realms, or understanding that there is something on the other side of death, and that it's a shutting of the physical body, not the emotional one. That energy never is created or dies. It all just changes form. So yeah, anyways, I could talk about this forever in a day. But it really deep dives into the deeper layers of who you are. And I mean, like, talk therapy is awesome, and it has absolutely its own place within healing for many people. This is not that. This is going to go into deeper shit that they can't talk about in talk therapy. This is going to go into that deeper stuff it's going to jar you in some ways to have to grow and to have to see things. And you have to excavate the wound to like actually heal it, right? So I love that. Totally. So this spot I will have for this next round of enrollment. I'm wrapping up with my current round of students right now. And then my next round is going to happen the first week of February 2026. I'm opening up for 10 women to come on for this next round of enrollment. I will have a Black Friday discounted deal. The program itself is $1,200. Okay. Out the door. You get all lifelong access to the content. You get ebooks, and you also get MP4 meditations and I am affirmations that I have pre-recorded that are included in your different modules. So like, it's very involved. But you get, it's for $1,200, and then, but the special is going to be $200 off for Black Friday. So, so definitely. And I already have one person that's like sitting there waiting. She's like, give me the okay, give me the green light, 'cause I'm here. So I know that people are getting excited. I'm super fucking excited because I'm fucking excited too. Like, this is so exciting. Like, it's it's such a great, let's bring this. Let's get healed, guys. So yeah, it's very involved. I'm very excited. I'm going to just put a little a little seed here for, there's also a 10-week psychic as fuck program that I am starting also the first week of February 2026, but that information's on my website. You can find all the information you need and reach out to me privately to see if we're a good fit for the integrated as fuck program. Yes, did I cover all the questions? Did I do
No,
all the
yeah,
things?
you covered it all. It's
Did I do
great.
it
Yeah. You did
right?
it perfect. Like couldn't have been
Okay.
more perfect. Yeah. And so I'll make sure to link like your website and your social channels for everybody to find you so they can connect with you, get to know you more, right? And then just be able to sign up for your special Black Friday deal for those that are interested. And
Yes.
yeah, definitely I think that's a great deal. Don't want to miss out on that because, $200 off is a great deal and you're getting a whole lot of stuff. And we already heard there's already one spot taken. So, you guys
Yes.
better get
So
on
I
it if
guess
you want to do
9
it.
spots available
Yeah, there's
now.
only 9 spots, which, is not a lot.
Yeah.
So, but that's even better because that means that, you're giving these people like your attention in that 12 weeks. Like you're literally, that's a lot of value. So I think that's great.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
yes,
this beta round that I just finished up, it was filled before enrollment even opened. It was wild. So I anticipate that it'll
amazing.
probably be pretty much the same story for this one.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
definitely take
I see it.
advantage while you can.
I agree. I agree. Well, Katie, thank you so much for being a guest. I just love you so much. Like you just are such a bright light in this world. And yeah,
Oh,
we
thank
we
you.
gotta spread you around, right? We gotta share that light.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I
um,
appreciate you inviting me.
yes, absolutely. So we'll definitely do another one. I feel like there's so much
Yes,
more we could
please.
collab on. You're just
I'd
so
love to.
amazing. And I love your vibe. I think we definitely have a lot of similarities and we kind of I think would attract the same kind of people. So again, thank you so much for being here with me today. So yay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for spending this time with me today on the Heart AF podcast. If you want to learn more about Katie and the healing services she offers, you can find her on her website at katie-wessels.com. Her website and social channels will be listed in the show description as well. And I know she's got a Black Friday special that will be live after this episode airs through Monday, December 1st. Please share this episode with anyone you can think of that may need a little hope and encouragement right now. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating and review. Not only does it mean the world to me, but it also helps others find the show. Plus, as a reward and thank you, at the end of every month, I do a drawing with everyone who has left me a review that month to win a $100 Amazon gift card. We gave our first one away on November 1st, which was super exciting. So make sure that you screenshot yours and send it to me on Instagram at chelsea.vanbuskirk, or you can email it to me at info@chelseavanbuskirk.com. I love connecting with my listeners, so please feel free to message me any questions or provide me any feedback in the DMs or email. And if you tag me in your social posts or stories, I will definitely give you a shout out and repost your post on mine. I can't wait to be back with you next week. Until then, keep choosing love, keep choosing hope, and let's live heart as fuck.